So, I really like to be warm. Britain's quite a miserable place to be in the winter, and I really like to be warm, and I really like hot baths. And I wanted to be as kind of environmentally conscious about having that comfort in my life as I could be. So for me, that's the really big reason why we did the insulation and the solar PV.
And the house, when we came here, was in a state where it needed quite a bit of renovation, so it was a good opportunity for us to retrofit. It wasn't like a pristine house, so we'd have to, be wasteful and take things down. So it was a really good opportunity where we needed to upgrade things. We just thought we really wanted to do it in the most environmentally friendly way that we possibly could.
So and save money. I mean, because we're heading into our later years, and we wanted our way of life to be sustainable, and being warm in the winter is important as you get older. So we really wanted to make that affordable as well.
So what were the key issues that you were experiencing before doing the retrofit that you wanted to overcome?
Okay, so the house was completely uninsulated, single glazed windows, drafts coming up through the floorboards.
Bare floorboards, yeah.
Cracked plaster all over the back wall that needed renovating. Yeah, it was in a bit of a state.
Yeah, and not the loft wasn't insulated either, I don't think, was it?
No. So a lot needed doing, and we did also want to. We added a loft, so we added the loft conversion because we have children who come visit. And we wanted that to be something sustainable going forward as well.
And we wanted to use as much of what was already in the house as we possibly could. So we didn't want to replace things just for the sake of getting new things. We wanted to use what was already here. So we've reused things like
the floorboards.
Yeah.
We kept. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And how did you find the process of retrofitting? Was it disruptive to your lives? Was it worth the disruption? And I think these are sometimes barriers that people feel.
It was disruptive, but because we had major building works on, we had a loft conversion and this extension built. So that was 7 months of major disruption. So a lot of the big eco measures were woven into that. So
it's hard to separate them out because, say, we did the extension and the loft as well at the same time. So I think in terms of, say, something like external wall insulation would probably be quite minimal disruption to your home, because it's the work is all external. So something like external wall insulation isn't.
Same as solar PV, really easy. But air source heat pump pipes had to be run. Underfloor insulation, all the floorboards had to come out and the ground had to be dug out. So we dug it out to give more airflow. So those are obviously really disruptive, yeah.
And if you're having underfloor insulation, obviously, if you want to just do that measure, you obviously have to take all your furniture out and be prepared for your flooring to be lifted and the work to be done.
But the benefits, have you felt the benefits?
Definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
It's such a lovely house. I mean, a lot of our friends notice it because we have friends that live nearby. I mean, it just holds the heat. And it's not just the way it holds the heat, but because all the materials we use are eco materials, they're breathable. So the whole concept of the house is not just to retrofit to keep the heat in, it's to actually make the house more comfortable and healthier.
So it never feels stuffy, does it? It's
well, no, and the breathable materials, they're designed specifically to allow moisture to go in and out of the house. The moisture we create as human beings in houses, they can be absorbed by the walls. The wood fibre insulation absorbs them and releases them in a much slower process. It's called hygroscopic transfer or something like that. And you really feel that in here. There's no condensation on the windows. You don't get those hot spots like you get with modern central heating, where you go into the hall and it's really hot, but some parts of the house are really cold. It's much more evenly spread and much more stable, I suppose, and steady.
And I thought I might miss like feeling a hot radiator and cuddling up to a hot radiator if I was a bit chilly, but I don't get chilly, so I don't have that need for a hot radiator. Radiators are quite ambient, so the temperature is always pleasant and ambient, so you never feel the need to like, oh, I'm a bit chilly, I'll cuddle up to a radiator or warm my hands or something, because it just feels a really nice temperature.
And our bills, of course, we have no gas anymore, it's all electric now because we've got the air source heat pump. Our bills are roughly about £100 a month for a 4-bedroom house, and we live very comfortably with a 20-degree, temperature throughout winter, which that's what we enjoy, and so that's been really good too. The payback on these things, some of them pay back really quickly, and some of them pay back much more slowly, and that's true, obviously. But I mean, the joy you get along the way is really pleasant.